Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and today we're gonna be talking tiers list, why they don't matter and why there isn't something as the best character or the worst character in the game. Obviously, we as a human, we gravitate towards tier list, right? We like to know our chances before we get into a match. We like to know if our character is strong or not. Now, what's interesting is that typically when players create tier list, at least pro player, or at least by definition, tiers list assumes that both players are using the characters, both of them are at equal skill and of the highest level of gameplay. In actuality, this is nowhere near the case. What you have to understand is that the character's power level is different depending on the level of gameplay. So there isn't the most powerful character. The idea of there is a character that is the best in the game, it's not an absolute, it doesn't matter. If you're talking like the gold skill bracket, that is different to the platinum, different to the diamond, different to pros, different to whatever, right? Monthly, Capcom releases they call it the combat stats. They are pretty much showing you the stats of every character, who's winning, who's losing, and etc, etc, etc. Now, what's really interesting this month is that they finally divided it based on the bracket. If you go to the CFN portal here, this is the official game's website, you will see this tab called Fighting Stats. And look at this, they are telling you the stats. This is the win rates on July 2021, right? So this is the last month's stats. And they are separated by Rookie to Ultra Silver, Gold to Ultra Platinum, Diamond to Warlord, and Grandmaster to Warlord. So we have a bunch of different skill brackets, right? And let's check them out. Here is the Rookie to Ultra Silver. These are the characters with the highest win rate. Honda, Alex, Bison, Blanca, Vega. So if you are talking Rookie to Ultra Silver, by the numbers from the general majority of the player base at that skill bracket, Honda is the best character in the game. And then Alex, and then Bison. By the numbers, these are the characters who win the most. And you might be surprised as to why that is. And let me explain it to you, because when you really think about it, it all makes sense. Let's take a look at a character like Honda, right? If you are a complete beginner, or you are just beginning with the game, you are not familiar really with frame data, you don't know matchups, and you're just picking up the game, you're gonna fight against Honda, and he's gonna mash hands, right? You don't know that this is plus on block. You try to take back your turn, and this happens to you, right? Honda being the most winning character at this skill bracket make perfect sense. Let's take a look at another example. He does a light punch headbutt, right? -4. You're not really gonna get a punish. He saved the Skoi, right? But he does a medium punch headbutt, and this time you actually get a punish. So a rookie or a bronze or a silver, they're not gonna know that. They might try to punish the light and then they end up getting hurt, etc, etc, etc. So the skill level matters a lot when we are talking about the character's power level in general. So that was Rookie to Ultra Silver, right? Tackle characters in general, you have to also consider that most of these are charged characters. By nature, they are holding back, right? And because they are holding back a lot, they are blocking a lot, which is easier for beginners, right? I have always thought that charged characters are a lot easier to pick up and do well with, at least for new players, than command characters. So let's take a look at the Gold to Ultra Platinum skill bracket. This one is a little bit wider, but let's take a look at it. And here things start to get a little bit more messy, but they are really interesting as well. Vega is the number one character, and then Falk, who is supposed to be weak, right? Vega, some player will tell you that Vega doesn't work online, right? Vega can't work online. Remember what I said on the online tier list? That Vega is an online character? From the gold to the ultra platinum bracket, Vega is the highest winning character. Then Falk, then Dulcin, then Urian, then Laura. These make perfect sense to me. First of all, Vega obviously is a character who have really good rushdown. I bet you that 90% of the players at this skill bracket don't know how to deal with his V skill 2. They don't know how to deal with his dash up command grab. They don't know how to deal with EX Sky High Claw. Vega have a ton of gimmicks that will win unless you know the matchup really well. Falk is a wall. She's a very easy execution wall. Right? You press one button and you get DB, you press one button and you anti-air, easy mode combos, everything is super easy with the character. So it is obvious that she is high. And when you go on the offense with Falk, I mean, no one knows the matchup, and the same for Dhalsim, right? No one knows how to fight them. Laura and Urien also make perfect sense. Notice this pattern. Laura, Urien, Ibuki. 3 mix-up Vortex character in a row. Obviously, Urien, especially with Aegis, Laura with everything she does, and Ibuki with her V-Trigger as well. These are characters who have a ton of mix-ups, but the players who are at this gold to ultra platinum skill bracket, they will not know how to deal with these mix-ups, right? And notice the only interesting thing is that from all of these characters, only Urien, I will say, is an actual top tier character, right? So far we know that Akuma is top tier, we know that Rashid is top tier, we know that Cammy is top tier, but they're nowhere to be found on the lower skill level of brackets, right? They're not anywhere to be seen. They're not even in the top 10, right? So that is telling a lot. Let's get to the Diamond to Warlord, right? Here things start to shift a little bit. You see still the characters who can rule by matchup and familiarity. Fang is the highest winning character at Diamond, right? This is a low tier character, guys, right? But yet he's the character with the highest win rate at Diamond. And again, this makes perfect sense to me, because this is a character that got here because no one knows the matchup, right? No one knows how to fight against Fang. That is the idea. So he got here because of matchup and familiarity, but then you start to check it out a little bit. Balrog is a high tier character, so he makes sense that he's there. He's amazing online. Rashid, alright, I guess that starts to make sense. Cammy, yeah, I guess that makes sense. And Falk is the same deal. It's easy to consistently win with Falk because she is a defensive wall, right? She's an easy to play defensive wall. So these characters, they make a lot of sense. This is the Diamond. We're now talking about players who know what they're doing. They are not at their full potential yet. They still have a lot to learn, but things are shaping up, right? Now let's take a look at Grandmaster to Warlord, because this is where the players are supposed to be like fully developed. They know what they're doing now, right? And would you look at that? Cammy is here. Sis is here, Dhalsim is here. Jury might surprise some of you, and she is kind of surprising, but I have a feeling that Jury is here because of matchup and familiarity. Jury and Blanca, right? Because again, characters who you don't run into that often, and she can do a ton of damage if you don't know how to deal with her that well. But Cammy, Thess, Dhalsim, right? 3 characters who are really dominant. Now things are starting to look right. This is because when you are talking about the Grandmaster to Warlords bracket, stuff like your neutral, like whiff punch, walk speed, etc, hit confirms, defense, all of the stuff that reflects how a character is actually, kinda judged on a tier list, they start to become more prevalent. But yet again, it doesn't always tell you the full story. Many people actually believe that a character like Poison is top tier, right? Where is Poison? Where is Poison? Where is that naughty little devil? Notice how low Guile is, by the way. Anyways, let's keep going. 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 Does Poison even exist on this list? She does. Poison is bottom 3 on this list. Zeku is bottom 5. Despite Poison and Zeku being actually really strong characters. And this is at the Grandmaster to Warlord skill bracket. Right? You think this should be the best case scenario, but really it still isn't. Because again, even from Grandmaster to Warlord, there is a big leap from that to actual pro competition, which the tiers list are based on. What I'm trying to say is you shouldn't take tiers list into account because it doesn't apply to you. Tiers list apply to the 1%, the less than 1% super pro tournament players. These are the guys where the tier list can really matter. For us mortals, it's a different tier list, right? So when you have a silver player telling you that Honda is broken, don't laugh at them, tell them to get good or whatever. Understand their point, that at their skill level, at what they know and what they're up against, he is a problem character. Now obviously we can improve, and the more that we are improving, the perspective will change, but everyone has their own perspective and it is totally accurate from their point of view. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Let me know your opinion on these thoughts on these findings. Do you find these stats to be surprising to you? For me, they mostly make sense, to be honest. Jury being second at the Grandmaster to Warlord ranking is a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. But Cammy being number 1, that makes sense. Rashid finally starting to pop up in the Diamond, Balrog, etc. makes perfect sense to me. Again, if you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon page and the Discord server page in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.